There is a problem in your life that you have already tried to solve. Not a small one. You've thought about it. You've made plans about it. You've promised yourself more than once that this time it would be different. You have applied more effort to it than it should ever have needed. And it is still there. I want to suggest something that might sound strange for about a minute, and then, I think, will start to sound obvious. You have probably been working on the wrong level. Not working too little or working badly, but working in the wrong place. The way a person might spend a year repainting a wall that keeps cracking without ever going down to look at the foundation. Almost every serious spiritual tradition in human history has said the same peculiar thing about reality. They said it in different languages, with different diagrams and different names, and they disagreed about nearly everything else. But on this they agreed. They said that what you call the world is not one thing. It is layered. There is not a single reality, but a series of them, nested inside each other, each one denser and slower than the one above it. And the old teachers said that if you want to understand anything, your own mind, a situation, a life, you first have to know which layer you are looking at. A modern writer who has laid this out very clearly is John Michael Greer, working from the older Hermetic and Golden Dawn material. He counts 7 layers, or 7 planes. Now, before I name them, I need to clear away some common misunderstandings. The planes are not places. They are not 7 worlds stacked on top of each other like floors in a building, with the physical one at the bottom and something better waiting upstairs. You cannot travel to them. There is no elevator. Nobody has ever gone anywhere. The planes are not locations. They are densities. And here is an analogy to help us understand this concept better. Think about water, ice, liquid, steam, 3 substances that behave completely differently. Ice is rigid. It holds a shape. You can carve it, drop it, break it. Water, on the other hand, flows, takes the shape of what contains it, and finds the lowest point in any room. Steam expands to fill everything, has almost no weight, and you can walk straight through it without knowing it was there. 3 completely different sets of behavior, 3 completely different sets of rules. Yet it's all the same thing. Not 3 substances, 1 substance, but 3 densities. And the crucial part, the part I want you to hold on to, is that all 3 can be in the same room at the same time. A kettle on a stove with ice in a glass beside it. They are not in different places. They are in the same place, at different densities, obeying different laws, at the same moment. That is what the planes are. Not 7 worlds you visit, 7 densities of one reality. All of them present right where you are sitting, right now. So here they are, 7 names. We'll spend a few weeks discussing each one in more detail. At the bottom we have the material plane, everything you can touch, solid, slow, obedient to physics, the plane of finished things. Next, the etheric plane, the plane of vitality, of life force, the difference between a body and a corpse, whatever it is that leaves, followed by the astral plane, the plane of images and feeling, dreams, imagination, memory, everything your mind shows you that did not come in through your eyes. Then the mental plane, the plane of pattern and meaning, not thoughts exactly. We'll come back to that distinction, and it matters more than almost anything else in this series. This is the level of what things mean. Next, the spiritual plane, the plane of essence. Not what you think or feel, but what you are underneath all of it. Second to last, the causal plane, the plane where causes are set, the level at which things are decided before they arrive. Lastly, we have the divine plane. And this one I am not going to describe, because the whole tradition has agreed for 2,000 years that it cannot be described. We'll spend an entire episode on why that is. So, 7 densities. Material at the bottom, densest and slowest. Divine at the top, subtlest and least graspable. Now, there is one principle that makes this entire map useful rather than just interesting. And I'm going to give it to you now, in the very first episode, because everything else depends on it. The higher plane is the cause. The lower plane is the effect. Change propagates from subtle to dense, from meaning down into feeling, from feeling down into vitality, from vitality down into matter. It does not reliably run the other way. So let's think about what that implies. It means that if a problem in your life has its root 2 levels above where you are pushing on it, you can push forever. You will get tired. You will decide you lack discipline. You will decide something is wrong with you. And nothing will move, because you are painting a cracked wall that still has foundation issues. This is not a mystical claim. You can test it against your own experience. Think of something you changed successfully, something that actually stuck, and then ask what changed first. I would guess it wasn't the behavior. I'd guess something shifted in what the thing meant to you, and then the feeling reorganized itself, and then the behavior followed almost easily. So easily that afterwards, you couldn't quite explain why it had been so hard before. That's the cause moving downward. You felt it. You just didn't have a map for it. There are also 2 wrong ways to think about this. Easy mistakes to make. These levels are not a hierarchy of worth. The material plane is not the cheap seats. It is not the prison you escape. We're going to spend an entire episode on why matter is the most underrated level on the whole map. And it is not a belief system. You do not have to sign anything. Treat it as a working model, the way you'd treat a map of a city you're new to. You don't believe a map. You use it, and you find out whether the streets are where it says they are. So here is the practice for this episode, and it's the simplest one in the series. When something frustrates you, an argument you keep having, a habit that won't shift, a project that won't move, don't try to solve it. Just ask the question. Which level is this actually on? Is it material? Is something genuinely, physically in the way? Is it etheric? Are you simply exhausted and no amount of thinking will touch it? Is it astral? Are you carrying an image of this situation that isn't accurate? Is it mental? Does the whole thing rest on something you believe it means? You will get it wrong sometimes. That's fine. The value isn't in the answer. The value is in the pause, in the fact that for the first time, you stopped assuming the problem was where it appeared to be. Because most people spend their entire lives working on level 1, exhausting themselves against effects, and never once looking up. Next week, we start at the bottom. The material plane, the one you think is the only one. If this video found you at the right moment, stick around for what comes next. Solar Heart Motivation. Walk in light.